Honestly, guys, what are we even doing at this point? I mean, seriously, we're having edits all over TikTok of Charlie Kirk and like Jeffrey Epstein, and it's all hee hee ha ha. And alright, I'll admit it. The first few times hearing Charlie Kirk was freaking awesome, right? You know, we carry the flame. That was peak. I won't lie. And there was even one I heard that was all like, Charlie, Charlie, Kirky. And it was a cute, fun song, alright? I'm not gonna lie. I was entertained the first few times. But at this point, look, I don't own TikTok. I don't scroll on TikTok. I understand different things pop up on different people's feeds. I get that. It's algorithm, right? Very akin to YouTube. But I know one of my friends lives in Europe. He's not an American. He doesn't know what's going on in the States. I mean, he does, but he's not experiencing it like us, right? And he's still sending me GIFs and memes of like Charlie Kirk edits, and it's like, how are you not bored of this by now, right? And it's not even just on the entertainment scale, because we can dig much deeper, and we will, because there's a little bit of seriousness that goes on to it, right? There's a lot. So basically, I think it started out like, alright, you know, Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and it was not even arguably, it was undeniably tragic. No human being should be publicly assassinated or murdered, period, for that matter. And it does not matter your political views. It's not okay. It shouldn't be encouraged. And there for a moment, a lot of people were saying, oh, he deserved it. He deserved to die. What is wrong with you? Seriously. I don't care if you support him or not, you know. It doesn't matter. No human being deserves that. He had a family. He had a wife and children. Do you really think that that's what they want to be hearing plastered all over the internet? Come on, man. Secondly, alright, I believe that the We Are Charlie Kirk song was meant to, like, memorialize him, which is super cool, dude. Epic, you know? Great. But, like, they overplay it, and it's to the point now where, honestly, just feels like we lost the plot, and it's just a joke at this point. It's just a joke. Man, I get it. Gen Z humor is very unserious, but I believe there's a lot of desensitization, and there comes to a point where we must draw the line in the sand and say, this is just ridiculous. Alright? It gets to a point. It was all fun and games for like a week. Honestly, after like 2 days, I was done hearing about Charlie Kirk. You know, it's like this shouldn't even be debated. It's just obvious that it's just wrong. And now y'all are making jokes about it, making edits, and like having him do goofy stuff. And you're like swapping out his face on other people's bodies and stuff. What is wrong with you guys? I mean, seriously. How is it even funny to begin with? Let alone how is it that funny to the point where this is still going on? It was September when he was assassinated. It's February now. What is wrong with you people? Not only that, but Jeffrey Epstein. Are you serious, bro? This is some actually serious stuff. Like, genuinely messed up. Wrong. The fact that the files are being redacted is one thing, but then now people are all like making edits and stuff and putting them in like cutesy costumes and like having like these clips where Charlie Kirk and like Epstein are like friends, and there's these like series that are like AI and crap on TikTok. And it's like, how are you amused by it? I'm so very, very mildly amused. Like, if we're talking on the humor spectrum, I'm gonna say like the lowest bar. It's like basically just the equivalent on the amusement level. It's like the equivalent of just watching the weather. Like, it's on, it's something in the background to be entertained by, but it's like you're not really like, ah, oh man, that's hilarious. Like, who is genuinely laughing that hard about this stuff? Like, come on, bro, it's AI slop. And some people are like, I guess they're entertained by it. They keep making it. Somebody out there is getting kicks off of it, but it's like, come on, man. Nah, but you gotta think about it though. Like, this dude has had years of crime that were hidden under our noses all this time, possible, child trafficking, child exploitation, drugs out of the Watusi, everything you can freaking imagine. And now we're getting a new code word about like beef jerky, which, there's speculation that's cocaine, and there's speculation there's cannibalization going on. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past them. I don't know. I don't have the info. But if that's even a possibility, wow. Just wow. Wow. We need to know what we're looking out for. Why are y'all joking about this, bro? I mean, I get it. Sometimes you make light of a bad situation to make it feel like it's not so bad, just to cope with it. But there comes a point where we need to acknowledge the seriousness of a situation. When it's like all you can do is joke about it, like, bro, what is wrong with you? I mean, I remember like the P. Diddy jokes and stuff, like that was one thing. Personally, for me, it's just the fact that Diddy is a funny word, right? Like, I get the seriousness of it, but like that wasn't really that bad. Like, I don't remember the Diddy jokes like being like, because we could acknowledge the seriousness of it, right? And now it's like freaking everywhere, like the Jeffrey Epstein and Charlie Kirk files, and they're all like, oh, so we meet again. Like, bro, calm down. Why? I'm guessing 8-year-old children and Europeans are amused by this. No way a full-grown adult American is actually seeing this stuff and thinking it's funny. What is wrong with you people? I promise you, I'm not a spoil sport, right? My sense of humor can be pretty dark at times. I laugh about things that are quite controversial in the right context, but it gets to a point, right? It gets to a point with everything, and we've reached that point where it's like, when does it end? Why hasn't this phased out? Has America really not found anything better to joke about? Anything slightly more amusing? Why is this like the topic of conversation? Make something up. Make something funny, even if it's gotta be 6'7". Bro, are we really that hard up for entertainment that a 13-year-old boy juggles his hands together and counts midway through the numeric scale, that is considered funny? Am I missing something? Have I lost the plot? Have I lost the point? Am I that? No, I mean, I never thought it was genuinely funny. Of course I hopped on board with it. It's infectious. We all have. It's spread like a virus. Anytime I'm counting at the register, I'm counting my tips. I say 5, 6, 7. Oh man, bro. Nah, but I'm not like, who's genuinely laughing about this? That's what I don't get. Does anyone forgot what actual, like, comedy is, to the point where it actually makes you laugh, where it triggers a sensation in your body, where you are actually laughing? That's a real thing. That's not just in movies. You can laugh if something is funny enough. Maybe you don't know what that's like, and I feel sorry for you, man. I feel so sorry for you. Like, maybe you should watch Napoleon Dynamite or something. I think that will cure us all of this. I think Generation Z, I think Generation Alpha all needs to get together in one giant movie theater and watch Napoleon Dynamite so we can remember what it's like to laugh. Because seriously, bro, how are we that hard up for amusement? Like, I get it, man. Sometimes AI can be genuinely funny. Like, the mistakes that they make, or just the nonsensical of it all. I get it. And I'm not saying that it's, oh my god, the worst thing ever, right? It's not like a crime to humanity that you're making AI slop about the saga of Charlie Kirk and Jeffrey Epstein. If that's what you're into, by all means, go for it. I'm just saying, you do realize, I want to make it very clear that we all understand that Charlie Kirk was a real human being with real emotions who actually freaking died in front of people. And that Jeffrey Epstein really was a real person who organized a lot of disgusting crime against underage people, and so on. Like, this happened, man. This happened. This was real. This was an actual event in history. And it's like, man, it's like the 9/11 jokes. Like, bro, I guarantee most of the people that joke about 9/11 were not there or even born when it happened. I can guarantee it. I know I wasn't there. But, bro, I got better things to joke about. Come on, man. Like, why are we joking about tragedies? I understand sometimes the faulty of our, fellow man is the greatest, like, amusement of all time or something like that. It's like an old saying, right? Sometimes laughing at other people's misfortune is the greatest fortune of all. But, like, come on. What? Anyway, on a more serious note, you have to consider that the more it's normalized, the more we joke about it, the more that this is desensitized, the worse society gets. This is like the topic of censorship. I wasn't going to get into it, but I'm going to get into it. So, I guess it's your lucky day, because this video is about two separate topics. So, especially on TikTok and various platforms, I've noticed it quite a bit on YouTube as well. I feel that a lot of YouTubers fear being demonetized for, explicitly cussing or saying specific words. So, a lot of people avoid using words like kill and rape and sexual assault, which are all extremely serious topics. I, for one, am never going to censor myself for any purpose. If I'm not going to make money from it, I don't care. I'm not here to make money, right? And I don't think any of you should be. If you are here to make money, then I'm sorry, but why should we have to censor these words? Do you understand what it does? Yes, it triggers people. Okay, yeah, that's right. But it also, for the people who aren't triggered by it, the more that, okay, for example, the word rape, right? If somebody says that so-and-so was graped, one, that makes people not like grapes anymore, right? That makes them associate that horrible act with a nutritious fruit that is good for your body. And two, it makes you associate, that horrible thing with grapes, and which makes it like, oh yeah, they were grapes, tickle me Elmo type. Like, why are we putting such a light word on something so serious? If you want to make a point, if you want to express how horrible the act was, call it like you see it. All right? Don't water it down. Do not censor it for any reason. It's horrible for society. The more we normalize this, the worse it's gonna get. The more someone is killed, right? The more somebody is killed, and every time it happens, it's reported that they were unalived, the more people are gonna want to do it. Because now, they don't sound like a murderer, they don't sound like a horrible person, they were just unalived, and they can be alived again. Do you understand how that sounds? So why must we censor ourselves? Are we really that sensitive that we're terrified of triggering anyone and everybody? You know anything can trigger someone, right? Everybody has different fears, different phobias, different triggers. So if you really want to play that game, we may as well not speak or do anything, period. We may as well just cease to exist if we're scared of triggering somebody, because anything can trigger anyone at any time. There was a woman on Jerry Springer who had a phobia of olives. How are we going to know that? From any random person we see on the street, if you just tell somebody good morning, that might trigger a bad memory for them. And that's really unfortunate, all right? I'm not downplaying any of that, That is a serious, horrible thing if somebody has experienced a traumatic event and they are triggered by something. Obviously, that is not fair to them, but we shouldn't also feel responsible for triggering somebody, especially had we not known that they were sensitive to it. And my heart goes out to them, but they need to get therapy and the proper help and guidance so that they can cope with it. Not just for our sake, but for themselves. Because I would hate to go on living my life being terrified of something so normal because of something that happened to me that shouldn't have happened. Do you see what I'm trying to say here? I'm not trying to say, that it's wrong to be triggered by something. I'm saying that, one, nobody should have to be triggered, and it's a horrible thing that we are. But the more we act, the more we put, like, censorship on, the more we water down the words that expose the truth, the more people are going to experience things that trigger them. The more people are going to experience trauma. Do you see how this is a bad chain reaction? The intentions do not equal to the results. The intentions might be good, right? You're trying to protect people from bad memories or psychosis. But in turn, you are now making a society where it's a watered down conversation, where it's a topic that's so hard to touch that we can't even call it like we see it and express the vulgarity of it. That's what bothers me. So no, if in any future video I discuss something on a more serious nature, which I really don't want to get into, but I have very strong opinions on things and I may want to in the future, I apologize ahead of time if I use words that, trigger you, but I am not going to censor myself because I do not believe that these actions, that these crimes should be watered down, alright? I don't believe it. If somebody was ruthlessly murdered in the streets, a loving, wonderful person who did not deserve it, yes, I'm going to say that they were murdered. I'm not going to say they were unalived. I'm going to call it like I see it because that person did not deserve that. It was an unlawful action, and the person who did that is despicable, and they are a murderer. They are not a unaliver, okay? This isn't kindergarten. This isn't a children's book. This is real life. And if we're on a platform where we can have real conversations about these things, and I understand sometimes children are watching, and that's unfortunate, but it is the real world. And honestly, if you can tune in a public television, right? We're not even talking cable, Netflix, anything like that, right? A public antenna. And you turn on the news and you see somebody being murdered live, like George Floyd, for instance. Any child could access that remote at any time and see that. Then why should we censor ourselves on any other platform, right? It's unfortunate and it is the real world we live in, but at some point we're all going to be exposed to it. It's not that we should or that we want to, but it's the reality of things. And the more we realize how serious the situation is, the more we will take it seriously, right? I think we're more open to taking accountability and having conversations and seeking justice. It just feels like, oh, oopsie whoopsie, I unalived you. I'm so sorry, wowie. Oh, I just essayed your sister. It's okay. It takes backsies. I'll just live you again. Come on, dude. That's not how it works, bro. Do you understand that? Like, that's all I gotta say about this. I think I made my point pretty clear. If you do have any questions or you want to challenge anything or maybe inform me on something, I'd be happy to read it and discuss it with you in the comments. Please keep it civil. But that's about it, man. I just think yeah, sure, we are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame, alright? Bet. But just tone it down a little bit, dude, alright? We've lost the plot at this point. It's 2026. Justice is valuable. Justice is good, right? Everyone deserves that. Charlie deserves that. But bro did not die just to be made into a Spider-Man edit on some 8-year-old's For You page. Come on, man. Get a grip, alright? But yeah, I didn't mean to sound harsh or hurt anyone's feelings or trigger anyone. out of just being very realistic, and I think that it's more it's definitely more detrimental to censor serious situations. And but let's just keep it positive, you know. I'm sorry to end on such a bad note, but sometimes we gotta talk about the serious stuff because, I mean, we can't just ignore it, right? The more we ignore it, the worse society can get. It's important to have these conversations and acknowledge the seriousness, the depth of it all, alright? But, you guys take care of yourselves. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow, but you guys have a good day. Motivate yourselves, take care, be gentle, and I'll see you later.